Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really massive shift in the automation space, the n8n v2 update. Now, if you rely on n8n for your workflows, listen up, because this is probably the most critical update you're going to make all year. We're not just talking about a simple patch here. This is a complete ground-up replacement of the legacy backend code. And as we're going to see, swapping out that backend literally lays the foundation for some massive scalability and really cool features heading into 2026. Let's get right into what this actually means for your day-to-day workflow building.
So here's our game plan to get your instances safely updated today. We'll briefly cover the sleek interface updates, the much-needed safer saving and publishing mechanics, some absolute lifesaver fixes for sub-workflow timeouts, the brand new Hostinger API node, and then we'll wrap it up with your step-by-step V2 migration checklist.
All right, Section 1, Sleek Interface Updates, a cleaner canvas.
Let's start with the very first thing that jumps out at you when you boot up the new version, the aesthetic upgrades. Think back to V1 for a second. You had the logo sitting right at the top, your settings were kind of buried under your user profile icon, and you had these distinct, rigid borders just boxing in your canvas. Well, V2 totally changes the vibe. The logo is gone, keeping things super clean. The settings button is now right there, easily reachable on a much sleeker sidebar. And best of all, the canvas is entirely borderless. Your nodes just feel so much more naturally embedded into the workspace now. It really gives you the breathing room you need to map out those massive automations.
Moving right along to Section 2, Safer Saving and Publishing, Chaos versus Control.
Let's talk about how this visual update actually solves one of the biggest headaches we all faced in V1. You know that absolute panic when you accidentally saved a typo or a broken node in an active workflow? Boom. Instantly in production, you risk totally breaking your live data. You practically had to duplicate workflows just to test a quick edit safely. It was frankly a huge chore. But V2 is a real game changer here. Now you save your edits as a draft first, period. Only when you're absolutely confident your changes are solid do you explicitly hit the brand new Publish button in the upper right to push things live. This dual-step process is a lifesaver. It completely prevents bad changes from instantly wrecking your production environment.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Because we now have this controlled staging area, V2 introduces version history. When you hit Publish, you can enter a version name and a description of the changes you just made. This populates a history log so you know exactly what version is active and why. Plus, separating drafts from live production totally sets the stage for a future autosave feature. So very soon, you'll be able to completely avoid lost progress without any fear of accidentally ruining your live workflows. Section 3, Sub-Workflow Timeout Fixes. Escaping the limit.
60, that is the magic, or rather, the incredibly frustrating number. If you ran heavy sub-workflows in V1, you know that after exactly 60 seconds, the whole thing just timed out. If a background process took 61 seconds, it abruptly failed and kicked back completely empty data to your parent workflow. For anyone doing heavy data processing, this was just an absolute roadblock.
The fantastic news? V2 totally eliminates this timeout restriction. If you run that exact same heavy workflow now, the data successfully returns to the parent workflow, even if it drastically blows past that old 60-second limit. It basically guarantees you're going to get your responses no matter how long the heavy lifting takes behind the scenes. Section 4, the Hostinger API node, the first verified hosting node. Before we jump into the migration steps, there's a huge new addition for managing infrastructure. Hostinger is officially the very first hosting company to get a verified node right inside n8n. And installing it is ridiculously easy, whether you're on cloud or self-hosted. Just hit the plus icon on your canvas, type Hostinger API, and install it. That's the whole shebang. From there, you can automate your billing, your VPS, and your domains with literally a single click. It's incredibly convenient to keep all of that centralized. Finally, Section 5, your V2 migration checklist, updating safely. So, the burning question, how do we actually pull this off safely? If you're updating your self-hosted instance after December 15th, there's a very specific order of operations you need to follow. Oh, and I cannot stress this enough. Back up your workflows before you start. Seriously, whenever you do a back-end update of this scale, taking a backup is absolutely crucial to make sure nothing breaks permanently. Okay. Got your backups? Good. Here is your step-by-step checklist. Step 1 is the most important. Go into your n8n settings and open up the migration report. You absolutely have to review this report first to find out if your existing workflows actually support V2.
If it flags any errors, fix them right then and there. Once you're in the clear, move to Step 2. Head over to your Hostinger hPanel overview page for your installation. Step 3, check the sidebar and open the Docker Manager. And Step 4, just locate the 3 dots, hit Update, and let the Docker Manager do its thing.
So, to recap everything for you, once you've backed up, run your migration report, and updated your instance, here is what you unlock. You get that gorgeous borderless canvas and sleek sidebar. You get safe draft saving, so you never accidentally publish a broken workflow again. You get proper version history tracking. You completely drop those annoying 60-second timeouts. And you get one-click integration with the new Hostinger API node. It's a massive upgrade. Which brings us to our final thought. With the legacy code officially ripped out and V2's performance totally unlocked, what complex automations are you going to build as we scale into 2026? Now that your workflows are completely safe from accidental live edits and timeouts, it is absolutely time to push the limits. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Make sure you don't skip that migration report, and happy building.